Tributes are pouring in tonight for civil rights icon and Congressman John Lewis, who died yesterday. The White House lowered its flag to half-staff, and flags around Washington and in Atlanta were also lowered, honoring his life. Lewis's lasting legacy is a lifetime of work, marching toward justice for all. CBS 2's Dick Brennan has more.
We need someone who will stand up, speak out, and get in the way, get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble.
Congressman John Lewis devoted his entire adult life to civil rights and the fight for equality. In 1963, Lewis was the youngest speaker at the March on Washington, inspiring the crowd of 250,000 from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial.
We march today for jobs and freedom.
Lewis was 23 years old and just getting started on his journey toward equal rights.
I wanted to make a contribution. I didn't like the signs that said white only, colored only.
John Robert Lewis was born in Troy, Alabama, the son of a sharecropper. He made a decision early in life to take a leadership role as one of the original Freedom Riders, the group of men and women, black and white, who helped desegregate the South in the 1960s. As a student at Fisk University in Nashville, he organized sit-ins and was national chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. He would be arrested 45 times protesting injustices.
We're marching today from Selma to Montgomery. We are marching to our state capital to dramatize to our nation and to the world our determination to win first-class citizenship.
In March of 1965, the activists led 600 other peaceful, nonviolent demonstrators on a 54-mile march from Selma to Montgomery to call for voting rights. But on Sunday, March 7, 1965, they were met by state troopers as they crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
You are ordered to disperse.
It became known as Bloody Sunday. The demonstrators were attacked and beaten by police and racists. Lewis was among the ones left bloodied. Lewis was there alongside Dr. King and other civil rights leaders in August of 1965 when President Lyndon Johnson signed the landmark Voting Rights Act. In 1966, he moved to New York City to work for the Field Foundation. In his memoir, Walking with the Wind, Lewis describes the year he moved to West 21st Street in Chelsea as, quote, "This was a time of transition. For me, I needed to be lost for a while." And Lewis was at Riverside Church in Morningside Heights when his mentor would deliver one of his most controversial speeches.
To me, it was his greatest speech. When he condemned the war in Vietnam and the violence here at home.
The civil rights struggle would lead to politics, and in 1986, Lewis was elected to the House of Representatives, representing Georgia's 5th District. Often called the conscience of Congress, in 2016, he led House Democrats in a sit-in on the floor of the House to call for a vote on gun control. And just last month, while fighting pancreatic cancer, Lewis spoke about the protests following the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis.
It's another step down a very, very long road toward freedom, justice for all humankind.
In 2011, President Barack Obama honored Lewis's lifetime of service and presented him with the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
And generations from now, when parents teach their children what is meant by courage, the story of John Lewis will come to mind.
Young people, you must never give up. Never get lost in a sea of despair. You must hold on to your dreams and go for it.
John Lewis died of pancreatic cancer. He was 80 years old. No word yet on funeral arrangements, which could be affected by the pandemic.